Hey, and welcome to IndieProWrestling.com. I am Mitch, also known as The Marked, and we are here to preview AAW's Crush and Destroy. It's here in Chicago at the Logan Square Auditorium on June 11th, 2022. I believe that the ring bell time is 7 p.m., maybe 6:30. Double check that. It's available on Fight TV. Not sponsored, but these are some good dudes. Part of what I really love about indie wrestling is that if you take the time, you get to know people. And so some good dudes, some amazing wrestling. So let's get into it. So the first match we're going to talk about today is going to be Silas Young versus Braden Lee. Now, these are two very different styles of wrestling. I love to see that sort of oppositeness. I know that Silas Young, the last real man in professional wrestling, is a hard
mother.
Love to see it. He brings out a lot of heat in the crowd, which is perfect, especially in Chicago because he plays up Milwaukee and there's a little bit of a good rivalry going on. So excited to see that part of the match. And we also have Braden Lee, one of those high-flying young guys that can do just amazing things on the ropes and amazing things in the ring and amazing things jumping out of the ring. Just amazing. So this is going to be a real flip versus fist sort of match, which I've always really liked, sort of hearkening back to some of the FTR versus Young Bucks stuff that's going on in AEW. I see Silas Young coming out on top on this. Last time we saw him on the bottom of a cage match, limping out. So I do expect him to take this one. But I also expect Braden Lee to come out even more over with the crowd as a babyface after this one. I feel like Silas really builds that. He's very good at that style of wrestling, and I feel like he really builds up the other wrestlers' babyface by being such a heel. The next match we're going to talk about is another Milwaukee native, Sierra, versus Heather Reckless. Heather Reckless, as we've seen on AEW many times now, I feel like. She is an amazing wrestler. Sierra, also a very amazing wrestler. I love Sierra's style. It is another one of those sort of very rough, very hard-hitting styles. But so is Heather Reckless. Heather Reckless also likes to get up on those ropes, so I do expect a really competitive match. This is actually one of the matches I'm very excited to see here. I just love the styles that we have, and I expect this to be a really nice back and forth, very physical. I honestly don't have a great feel for who I think is going to win on this one, but I do see Heather Reckless coming out on top here. The next match we want to talk about is Big Beef Gnarls Garvin versus Michael Bennett. Now I need to start with I love Big Beef. I love this man, honestly. I don't know Beef. I love his wrestling for sure, but he's also a great Twitter follow, and he posts pictures of his dog on Twitter, and anyone who loves their dog is good in my book. So I'm excited to see Big Beef again. I've seen him a couple times now. He is super over with the fans here in AAW. We're looking at him versus Michael Bennett, also very over with the fans in AAW. This is going to be a great match. Michael Bennett, also a very decent Twitter follow. So looking at this match, I do expect to see a really good back and forth. Michael Bennett seems to have a little bit more speed, but not by much. Beef is a big dude with a lot of speed. He likes to jump around. Been front row when he's jumping straight into us. And that's an amazing sight. It's awesome. I'm not sure about the winner on this one, but I do expect to see a heel turn. Maybe some shenanigans going on. But we'll see. We will see. But I am super excited to see it. Like I said, both guys super over with the fans in AAW. The next match I want to talk about is Russ Jones versus Shaft. And if you don't know these guys, this is Hoss versus Hoss. This is big men. These are both well over 250 pounders, all muscle, getting in this ring to show off those muscles. I'm super excited for this one. Not really sure who's going to win this one. This match was set up by a backstage promo that happened after Shaft attacked the champion Matt Fitchett on the last pay-per-view after being upset about losing on a previous pay-per-view, and Russ Jones happened to be in the back. But I don't care how it's set up. Honestly, this is going to be a great match. And I have zero clue which direction it's going to go. But my biggest concern is that I will be front row. And these are two huge men. And if you don't know Logan Square Auditorium, that ring is a little shaky. So when these two men hit in the ring, I'm really not sure that I'm going to be outside of the explosion area. So if I don't make it to the next video, you'll know what happened. But super excited to see it. The next match is
Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander.
And is there two more physical men in AAW? I don't think so. This is going to be a phenomenal match on a stacked card. I feel like I haven't said one bad thing, and frankly, I'm not going to say anything bad because I don't really feel like saying anything bad. I like to be on the positive side of things, more force than dark side, as it were. But this is going to be an amazing match. Two super physical dudes. Last time I saw Josh Alexander, he was fighting my favorite Beef. At the end of that one, he came back out to shake Beef's hand because he was so impressed by the match, and I was certainly impressed by the match. Great setup there. Makes Josh Alexander look like a great dude. ACH, always a great dude. I've never seen him wrestle by himself. I've only ever seen him with Jossie. So to get to see him in a singles match, I'm very excited about that. They're both really good outside the ring. And they're both really good inside the ring. So that's the match. I'm putting a star next to that one because I think that one could steal the show. It's time for the main event. Matt Fitchett, the champ, the gunslinger, versus Ace Steel in a no-holds-barred match. I love it. It's teacher versus student. It's Luke versus Darth Vader. It's the marker versus me. I have to give AAW credit for this one. I like Matt Fitchett. He's a good dude. But I've never rooted for Matt Fitchett in a match. No offense, but when he was against Fred Yehi, I definitely wanted Fred to retain the championship. When he was wrestling Shaft, I just really like Shaft, and frankly, Shaft's grandmother was in the crowd, and you got to root for the guy whose grandmother is on hand. But in this one, we really have a good versus evil. We have a very clear who should I root for here. And I love that in wrestling. That's one of my favorite things. I really just like being told who to cheer for. And this one pretty much gave it to you right away. We had 2 pay-per-views back. We had the heel turn of Ace Steel in the ring as the two of them were shaking hands and bromance everywhere. Suddenly Ace Steel hit him with the chair and said, I want to take this title back. I just love it. I love the good guy versus bad guy. I'm excited to see it, and what I'm excited to see in this one is the gunslinger to come out on top, walk away with the championship, and then even have a more solid babyface role. And I hope that the next match that they give him is really also this good versus evil. I really like when you put your champion in that position. So that's what we're talking about. Like I said, we're talking about AAW Crush and Destroy. June 11th, 2022 at the Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago. If you're not in Chicago, check it out on Fight TV. If you are there, look for the Expos hat. I'd love to say hi. Talk to you guys later. Oh, hey guys. Last minute addition after I finish filming this. We have an added tag team title match. And the tag team champions in AAW are Ace Perry and Hammerstone. Good dudes in terms of the heel role. They both get a lot of heat. It's a super late edition, so I don't have all of the details. But I do expect either way that it's going to be Ace Perry and Hammerstone retaining the title. Because I expect that the July pay-per-view, and this one I'm really looking forward to, we're going to have ACH and Jossie would be my guess. Versus the tag team champs. So we'll talk about that in the next edition for the next pay-per-view. I assume, if my prediction is correct. But like I said, late edition, and I'm expecting the tag champs to retain. Peace.